Hey, PointyStarVio here. I've got the Evol deck that was featured in part 2 of Blue Can't Draw Well. Blue can't draw the core of the deck. Yeah, we'll call it that. We're working on a title. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the 3 Westlow, and if it wasn't attacked by Armades, this is what it'd do. It'd summon an Evolzar from the deck, and the thing is, when Evolzars are brought out by Evo tiles, they get a special effect. So yeah, when he's flipped up, he's got 1900, so there's a good chance he won't get killed by any run-of-the-mill monster. So yeah, flip up, get something. Then we got 3 Najasho, and he says when he's tributed, I summon a Evolzar, and he's gonna be tributed a lot because he stays on the field due to his 2000. That's pretty hard to get over as well. And cards in the deck such as Evo Force and Enemy Controller will allow him to be tributed. Next up, we got 3 Evolzar Volcano. When he's summoned off of an Evo tile, I get to bring back an Evolzar from the graveyard. Now, here's the thing. You have to remember that when an Evolzar is summoned, it doesn't get its effect if it's summoned off of another Evolzar, only if it's summoned off of an Evo tile. So if you bring back an Evolzar with him, you're not going to get the Evolzar you bring back's effect. So that's the only thing. But on the other hand, if you get his effect off, you're going to be summoning an XEs, so he's pretty good. That's why you run 3. Okay, I got 2 Diplo. I'm pretty much set on bringing him up to 3 because he is an MST when he's summoned off of a Evo tile. And he's got 1600 attack, so not a terrible attack, but you know, mainly you're going to use him for MST. Got 2 Serato. 2 is all you need really, because all he is a beater, and when he's summoned off of an Evo tile, he gets 200 more attack, so he gets to 2100, not bad. And when he destroys a monster, I get to search an Evo tile from my deck. And since we already have a deck Rhoda that does that, we really don't need 3 Evo Serato, because he's just a beater, really. And then we got 1 Evo tile Odonto. He is, when he's summoned, normal summon that is, I get to summon an Evolzar from my hand, so if I've just got a Volcano or Diplo sitting in my hand, I can at least get them out, and then maybe if I have an Evo Force in my hand, I can tribute him off and get another Evolzar. So there are times when Odonto can really help you go off. Alright, that's it for monsters. Moving on to spells, we got Evo Force. This is basically the powerhouse spell of the deck. It's you tribute off any Evo tile and summon an Evolzar in its place, and it treats that as if it was summoned off of an Evo tile, so they get their effects. And it's best used with Najasho because both Najasho's effect and Evo Force's effect go off, so you get to summon 2 Evolzars with their effects activated. Then you get 3 Evo Diversity, which is the Rhoda of the deck. It searches both Evo tiles and Evolzars. You can only activate 1 per turn though, so that's a bit of a downside, but you know, Rhoda is Rhoda. 2 Duality. Just because a lot of the time your play will be, if you're not gonna Xyz that turn, your play will be set Najasho or Evo or Westlow to stall, basically. And yeah, I mean, you want to make sure you run into, like, if you don't start with any monsters, you want to run into one of those guys, or you want to try to find that Evo Singularity, which is the other powerhouse of the deck, really. We'll get to that later. Then we got 2 Enemy Controller. Combos really well with Najasho. you tribute him off, you get your own monster do his effect, and you get your opponent's monster go into an Xyz. Boom. And if not, a lot of the, like, Diplo and Volcano don't really have the best stats, so tribute them off, take your opponent's monster for the turn, that's not bad either, so it's got a few more uses than just an Ajaccio combo. 2 MST, don't really need 3 due to the fact that Diplo acts as an MST. Then we got Raigeki and Book of Moon, because they're Raigeki and Book of Moon. Moving on to traps, we got Evo Singularity. This is a card that really helped resurge the popularity, if there ever was a first popularity of the deck. I mean, the first popularity of the deck was the Rabbit. That it wasn't exactly these guys. But anyway, this actually gave you a reason to run the actual Evolzars instead of Sabersource and Kaboozles, I don't know. Forget his name at the moment. Anyway, select a Evolzar and an Evo tile in your grave, and they become Xyz materials for any rank of Evolzar that you want. Gotta enunciate that. There's Evil tiles, Evil soars, you know, like dinosaur, and then Evil Zars, like kings, only they're dragons. It's complicated. Go to biology class. They'll teach you evolution. Yeah. So, you know, just bring out Lagia, Dolka, Solda whenever you want. You got 2 Mirror Forces. Those didn't really help today, but, you know, assuming you're not facing a deck full of Armides, they work pretty well for keeping yourself alive. Got Compulse, Fiendish Chain, Deep Prison, Solemn Warning. Put those all in the camera perspective. Ring of Destruction, Torrential, and Bottomless. All just pretty good cards. I mean, some of them you could run more than one of. Well, I guess only these 2 you can run more than one of, but I don't know, just space in the deck right now, and for the lack of a better thought process, just thought these would probably be pretty good ones just to throw in there, because, you know, it's just, you can really mess around with the trap lineup, really. So there's the entire main deck. Moving on to the extra deck, we got 3 Evolzar Lagia. This guy is Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, whatever you want to call it. He negates spell and traps from activating, and he negates summons. So, yeah, you detach 2 materials to activate that effect, by the way. And he's 2400, so not bad stats. He's usually what you'll go into first turn if you happen to have the materials. And then next we got 3 Evolzar Dalka. I say pretty much equally as good, because, you know, monster effects are pretty common nowadays, and he negates and destroys those monster effects wherever they may activate. Hand, graveyard, field, whatever. Negates and destroys. So 2300, not bad stats. Both these boss monsters require dinosaurs to summon them, by the way. So if you steal your opponent's monster with enemy controller or something along those lines, you can't use that to make the Zars, but you're going to be using mostly just your guys to make them anyway. So yeah. We got Castel. Everyone knows this guy's great. Just most of the time you're going to be sending your opponent's guy back to the deck. Got Heartland Draco, just to get that direct damage off if your opponent's trying to stall in some way and you can't get over their monsters and such. Got Ragna Zero, because raising attack of monsters is somewhat common, and 2400 isn't bad either. Got King of the Feral Imps. If for some reason, like I'm just not drawing the Rhodas or the Ceratos or whatever, I can use him to get my Evo tiles. Because he brings reptiles to hand. Evo tiles are reptiles, Evolsaurs are dinosaurs, Evolzars are dragons. We got Black Ship of Corn. You know, if you can't destroy something, send it. Loopholes. Lavalval Chain. Got Cowboy, that direct damage, that getting over big monsters, you know the drill. Abyss Dweller, because everything likes to activate in the graveyard nowadays. And Silent Honor Arc, what you use if you don't want to use Castle. So that is about the deck right there. Be sure to check out the other deck of the Duel series and the Duel series itself if you haven't done so already. And as always, remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.